Hey, good morning everybody. It's Bobby, and today I want to talk about how you can get it back together when it seems like there's nothing left of your golf swing. When you go out to play and nothing's working and you still have 16 more holes of this and what you can do. And before I do, I just want to remind you that I think there's a misconception among many people that the faculty that the better player possesses is the ability to, if they happen to not be playing well, to be able to identify the trouble and then apply a corrective action and then go on playing just as well as they want to after that. That's not the case. The faculty the better player possesses is that they have the ability to still get something out of the round when they recognize that things aren't firing on all cylinders, when their swing is betraying them, when things aren't tuned to perfection. They can still piece around together, and realizing that, hey, sometimes it's a ugly looking 4 and sometimes it's a regulation 4, but they're both a 4. I can still get something out of this round. And before I get into it, I just want to let you know that there are some things that you can tinker with and some things you better leave alone. For instance, never on a day-to-day basis would I do anything with my grip, change the grip because I'm trying to find my golf swing. Never, ever, ever. And you might say, well, that's weird. I mean, the grip, you're always teaching the grip, but wouldn't that be a good place? Listen, the grip, if it's wrong, it needs to be fixed. But that fix needs to be a permanent one, not something that you fiddle with day in and day out, because it's through our hands and our fingers and our sense of feel that we sense both the location of the club head as well as the alignment of the face. I can detect both of those with my eyes closed, with my hands on there. But if I'm constantly changing in every round where my hands are on the club, then I'll never maintain that feel for very long. And so get a grip that works and never change it. What might you change? Well, let's talk about 3 things today. Number 1, if the ball is flying just off to the right, or if it's flying just off to the left, I would go first to ball position. It's a lot easier to change your ball position than it is to change your swing. Now remember, a golf swing is a circle, and because it goes inside out and back in again, there's only a brief instant down there at the bottom where the club's traveling down the line. So if you pick a ball up an inch or two too early, the ball flies off to the right. And so if you are beset with the problem of hitting the ball to the right, each and every shot seems to be going right. I don't know why they just keep going out there to 1 o'clock. Just move the ball a couple of inches forward, and that will oftentimes make things go a little bit better. And the same thing, if everything's going left, move the ball farther back in your stance. All right, so that's if the ball is going either right or left. Now, part number 2, if they're flying both directions, I'm just as likely to miss it too far left as I am too far right, and I can't accurately predict in which direction it's going to go. Well, now you've got a different problem. It's not ball position. Chances are it's because you're moving. There aren't too many things that causes both misses, but the most common one is you're moving off center during your backswing. And the way I would fix that is not talk to you about all the features of a proper pivot. No, we've got to fix it right now today just to get you back home. And the simplest thing you can possibly do if you're missing the ball both left and right is to start your golf swing. This is with every club in the bag. 60% of your weight on your left foot, and feel like that axis, which has just gone over to the left, stays over the left during the whole swing. Just don't go over here. Now, it could be that you're really not even staying as far left as you think, but because you've developed a habit of going right apart from your will without you knowing it, just thinking you're left is actually just a good pivot. All right, and so 60% left, and stay there throughout the entire motion, and you'll find that you'll start hitting the ball more cleanly and straighter right away. And then the third thing, and this has to do with tempo. Sometimes you just get out there and you can't get yourself to slow down. Your swing feels completely out of sync, and you just can't do it. It's like, gosh, everything's going in fast motion in my mind. I can't get myself to slow down. It seems like all I'm doing is rushing back to get to that ball to eliminate the trouble that might be experienced if I took longer to swing. That's what we do when we're experiencing doubt, as we hurry up. And so the problem feeds on itself. What I would tell you, and this is a little bit of a tempo trigger. A tempo trigger is something I use. It's the easiest thing in the world is to get somebody to hit the ball better. That's easy because if nothing else, you can always use a tempo trigger. What's a tempo trigger? Tempo trigger is when you do something to get their brain on something else, and by virtue of that, they slow down. A wonderful tempo trigger when you're out on the golf course is to simply grip down all the way down to the middle. Have a 2 or 3 inches sticking out down there. Now here's why that's a tempo trigger and why it will get you more in sync, at least until you get it back to the barn, at least until your 18 holes are up. Now this club feels like a foreign object in your hands. You've never played golf with this 3 inches. This is my 4-iron, but it's a brand new thing because I've never held this 4-iron with that much sticking out. The unfamiliarity of this is going to have a slowing down effect on your swing. You're going to be very tuned into this new instrument that you finally have and are not as likely to swing wildly at the ball. It will slow you down. Not only that, you're a little closer to your work because it's shorter. And then I would just club up one club on every single shot. Instead of hitting a 6-iron, hit a 5-iron, just grip down a couple of inches. And so those are the three things that I would say you can do if you're hitting it either right or left. Work on your ball position. If you're hitting it both right and left, then work on your pivot. Make sure you're staying a little left throughout the swing, at least for the rest of the round. And if you've just lost your tempo and things seem to be in fast motion in here, then the first corrective action I would apply would be a tempo trigger, and that is just getting all the way down with the right index finger just above the metal on the shaft. Take a couple of practice swings before you hit the first one and play the rest of the round like that. And I know that will help you. I want to thank you all for watching. I'll see you soon.